All right, this one is for user hit or miss. How were you? 19 minutes ago. I, 18 female, want to break up with my boyfriend, 18 male, but I'm too hesitant. Easily swayed by him to do so. How do I approach this? So for any other watchers of the video, the full context of the post is in the link at the in the description. This is for the young lady who posted the video. Sorry if this is a really stupid post or situation. It's not. It's not a stupid post or situation. I know what you're going through because I've been through this before. So you've been on and off for about 5 months, mostly long distance, broken up multiple times, and he initiated most of the breakups. He claimed he's changed and that we're going to be together forever and that he'll never let me go again. Okay, so first of all, claiming he's changed. An 18-year-old young man will change. He will. But it won't be in the direction that he plans, and it won't be the way that he thinks. And the idea that he has enough control over himself, his thoughts, his heart, his mind, and his actions that he can decide and follow through with, we're going to be together forever and that he'll change and never let me go. Those are fuck off big claims. Those are really big claims, right? So I'll give you a short story. When I was 23, I'm 32 now. When I was 23, I met a girl, and her name was Beck. And Beck was 19, right? And beautiful, beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. But she didn't know what she wanted. And I didn't know what I wanted. And I remember, like it was yesterday, laying next to her in bed, looking her in the eyes and saying to her, how does forever sound? And I fucking meant it. I really, really meant it. I wanted to spend forever with her. But what I didn't know is that I didn't have the ability to follow through with my promise. I had the intention, but not the capacity, right? And a lot of young men make promises that they fully intend to follow through with, and yet they don't have the capacity to do so because they don't know themselves well enough yet. They don't know why they do what they do. And so I would be very skeptical, which I think you are, of him saying that. At first I was happy, but I recently realized how much I've come to resent him for leaving me so often. I'm actually very impressed with you that you're able to pick out your resentment and identify it. That's pretty switched on, you know. So it really messes. And look, young women have a tendency to be very switched on in that way. What I noticed, but I didn't when I was in the dating game, was that young women are not fucking idiots, right? The problem is that they get gaslit, psychologically abused, not taken seriously, and it starts with their father a lot of the time, and sometimes their mother. And then it goes on with young men who just want it their way, and then they never get taken seriously, which is not a good thing. At first I was happy. He knows I have abandonment issues, so it really messes with my treatment. It still does. Not only that, his views are very uneducated, borderline misogynistic. He constantly mansplains me. He has the most annoying sleep schedule. Okay, so just on that, his views are very uneducated, borderline misogynistic. I was guilty of that too. Myself and my girlfriend, 28 female, we used to have conversations in which we would disagree about something genuinely, you know, have a genuine disagreement on an intellectual point with no bitterness and no animosity between each other. But she's just like, no, you're fucking wrong. You haven't done the reading. And I'm like, listen, bitch, I've done enough reading. I've listened to podcasts, all right? And she's like, what are you, retarded? Do the reading. So, and so then you go down and you talk about, I thought it'd just be like, lol, okay, but instead he started going, if we just not talk about politics, we can make this work. That's not true. We shouldn't break up even if our futures are uncertain. I will love you forever, baby. Yeah, how many fucking women have heard that? How many women have heard that only to be cheated on later, or only to be abused later, or only to be neglected later. And it didn't take fucking long for him to go into his past behavior. Like, it seems to me that he's afraid to lose the old jacket, all right? In another video I made, I talked about the old... sorry, there's a plane flying overhead, if you can hear that. In a previous video, I mentioned the familiarity of having someone there that is your old nightgown in the closet. They go out and they talk with, and they go and get dressed in this brand new jacket or brand new suit. But sometimes we just want to feel comfortable and eat ice cream on the couch wearing our old nightgown. You are worth more than that. You are worth more than that. And I think you want to believe it, but you don't believe it yet. I'm here to tell you, mate, that you are worth more than just being someone's option B. And keep this in mind. I've said this a million times, and I'll say it again. I don't listen to what people say. I watch what they do, because watching what they do tells me what they want. And this is textbook why I do that. Because people will lie to me and lie to you and lie to themselves because they want to believe what they're saying, but they haven't done the homework to figure out if it's true. Okay. And so I'm looking at his actions, and his actions don't say, I will love you forever. His actions say, I want you in my life forever. Yeah. I want to fucking watch in my life forever so I can use it, because it's a tool for me. You are not a tool for anyone. You are a woman, a person with your own personhood and individuality, and whatever makes you you. And if he's not going to respect that, I've been thinking more and more about leaving him. Well, it's no wonder why. So yesterday I told him I wanted to talk, and he flipped out. I just don't know what to do. I'm bad with breakups, and usually I give in and change my mind because of the emotional pain I get from them becomes too much. Look, that makes sense. So when I was 22, before Beck, I dated a girl, and let's just call her Jezebel. If you don't know, Jezebel is a woman in the Bible that just fucked up many men's lives. And Jezebel told me that she loved me and didn't act that way. She used me for fun. I was the rebound and I didn't know it. So I went around at 5 o'clock in the morning to my best mate's mother's house. I was in tears. And I said, I don't know how to feel. Now, it's one thing if you don't know what to do. It's an entirely different thing if you don't know how to feel. Something's happened and you're like, fucking potato. I don't know how to feel. And you know what she said to me? She said a really beautiful thing to me. She goes, look, when you've had enough, you will have had enough. Don't worry about it. If you want to go back to her, go back to her. But there will come a point where you've had enough and bang, you'll just cut it off. Because when you've had enough, you've had enough. Am I making a mistake? Should I suck it up? I don't think you should suck it up. I think that you need to be respected. I think that you need to be treated equally. But I also think that you are 18 and I don't think you know yourself that well. That's not a diss on you. Please understand that. That's not a criticism. It's just a simple fact that you've been in this world for 18 years, probably 13 of which have been conscious and probably only 5 of which have been even more conscious. Trying to get to know yourself. I said this in another video as well. I got a mate that spent 10 years with 4 different women and 1 year by himself. How well does he know himself? Not really well. And so I think that you need to know the woman in the mirror. You need to know the person that you're giving to someone else in the future, whether it be him or someone else. And I think you need to understand your value. You need to build yourself up, educate yourself, which it looks like you're doing. Build yourself physically, whether it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or just dance class or yoga or whatever it is. Build yourself mentally, intellectually, emotionally. Get good male friends. Get good female friends. Keep the ones that still love you and act like that. Build yourself into a formidable and valuable woman, because I think you're valuable. But I also think that you know that you can be, just like I know I can be better, right? So then when you meet a man, a fucking man, not a boy with hair on his face, but a man, you will feel like his equal. You will feel like I'm a full person and he's a full person, and now we can make this work. I think that the young man that you're in a relationship with right now has a lot of issues. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think he has a lot of issues. And I think that he needs to sort his own shit out so that he becomes the man he needs to be to give to the woman that he wants to spend his life with. I had to do the same. I had to go through dozens of women, many relationships, a lot of broken hearts, including my own, before I came to the point where I was the man that I was willing to give to the woman that I'm now in a relationship with. And she's a fucking woman. She's not a little girl, right? She doesn't need me to teach her how to do life. She asks me for advice, and then she does what she wants to do with that. And so I think that you are worth more than this. 100%. In terms of approaching it, look, it's not going to be easy, and there is going to be maybe guilt and shame and fear and anger, and he's going to react poorly because he already has, but that's okay. You know, I think that if it's worth it, and it is worth it, and I think that at some point in the future, maybe just after watching this video, you will know that you are worth it. Look, if you were my little sister, I would just sit there and listen to you talk, you know, and that's probably something that he hasn't done. I wish you the best. I really do wish you the best. I think that this is definitely overcomeable, 100%. And I think that you need to believe in the woman that you are and that you will become. Good luck.